Okay, so welcome everyone. Welcome back to those of you who were here a few days ago. We're just gonna maybe give 2 more minutes just to let everyone join in. Yeah, and then we'll hand over to Teacher Rebecca.
Evening, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Nice to see lots of familiar names. I hope you've all had a lovely Wednesday. Almost the end of the week. Halfway through the week, all downhill from here. Gotcha. Mazile, can you hear me properly?
Not really.
Not really. Oh, no. Can anyone else hear me properly?
I can hear you fine. I don't know if it's maybe Pumazile, I don't know if it's a connection issue. Maybe just check your settings as well to see that all your microphones and stuff are on full volume. Also, iPhone 12, can you please let us know your name again and I will change it for you.
Hi, ma'am.
Hi, how are you?
Good, and you, ma'am?
Good, thank you. You know what? I'm going to write your name down so that I can also remember next time as well. And then we know for future. Welcome, welcome. I hope you've all had a good couple of days since we last saw each other.
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. That's good news. Nice when the week goes smoothly, huh? Sure, you guys are very quiet tonight. Is it because it's Wednesday evening? I also feel a bit tired on a Wednesday evening. And Jabula, do you want to say something? How are we doing? Okay, so I think we're going to get started. And we'll see how we go so that we don't run out of time again this week, okay? So tell me, how was the homework? Can anyone tell me, either with your microphone on or in the chat, how did the homework go? Tired from being back at school, I hear you. I do hear you, Tamela. It's very tiring being back at school. So how was the homework? I know we didn't get to the work that we were doing in the homework during the lesson last week, but did you manage to find the perimeter when you got a side missing? Or was it a little bit too tricky? Hello. Oh, I feel like I'm talking to myself tonight. It was okay. We've got an okay. Okay, well, I'm going to take it that for now it was okay. And then we'll take it from there. I'll check how you guys do when we do some. Oh, it was easy. Excellent. That's what I like to hear. And we'll see. Let's hope someone found it tricky. Otherwise, my job is going to be far too simple. I'm going to be out of a job far too quickly. Okay, so before we get started on the perimeter, let's see if we can do these do now questions. Let's see if we can get some quicker answers than last time. We're going to go rapid fire as fast as we can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And let's see how you can go. Let's see if you manage to get them right. So we're going to do some conversions. And we're going to remember that when we're going from millimeters to centimeters, so millimeters to centimeters, we're going to do what? We are going to divide by 10. And when we're going from centimeters to millimeters, we're going to times by 10. So if you get stuck, you can use that little prompter to give you a hand. Okay, so let's see if we can do them in 3 minutes this evening. Let's go. 3 minutes. Let's see if you can manage. Okay, 30 more seconds. See how we manage. Okay, time's up. Did anyone manage to finish? Did anyone manage all 6 in our speed drills? Okay. Fabulous. A couple of people, yes. A couple, no. Okay, so we are going to start off with, I'm going to give you a number to give me the answer for. So I think I'm going to go randomly. I'm going to pick people randomly out of a list, I think. And we are going to start with, so Baja, can you do number? If I say your name wrong, by the way, can you tell me, please, so that I can fix it and say it correctly next time? It would be awful if I said your name wrong the whole time. So Baja, can you do number 1 for us? And then I think we can have Tumelo number 2, Anel number 3, Kamano number 4, Theo number 5, and all the way to number 6. Okay, and let's see how we manage with those guys. Okay, so number 1, what did we say the answer was?
150 millimeters.
150 millimeters. Fabulous. Are we in agreement, everyone? I think so. I'm in agreement. Excellent. Number 2,
Yes,
75 millimeters.
7.5 millimeters.
7.5 centimeters. Excellent. Oh, my pen's not wanting to write on the board. That's funny. 7.5. Okay, number 3, 12.3 centimeters is how many millimeters?
123 millimeters.
Fabulous. 123. And 1 millimeter is how many centimeters? He was doing number 4. Was number 4 Kamano? See, 10 centimeters. Okay, let's have a look at our ruler. Okay, so here's our centimeters. Here's 8 centimeters over here, which is quite, we've still got to go quite a bit further to get to 10. 10's off the screen, unfortunately. But that means all the way here is 10 centimeters, all the way to past there. Okay, and we're looking for 1 millimeter. So that's one of those teeny tiny little lines there. Okay, so do we have a whole centimeter yet? We don't have a whole centimeter. A millimeter is teeny tiny. It's the size of an ant. Okay, so we don't have any whole centimeters. Okay, and when we divide 1 by 10, we end up with 0, 1. Okay, so we're going to end up with 0.1 centimeters. Okay, so remember, a millimeter is teeny tiny, and a centimeter is quite a lot bigger. So if we've only got 1 teeny tiny little millimeter, then we can't go as big as 10 centimeters. Okay, it's going to be less than 1 centimeter. Okay, who was doing number 5 for me? 37 centimeters.
370.
Good, 370. And number 6. Who was my number 6?
15.4.
Sorry?
15.4 centimeters.
Oh, we've got an extra 4 there. So I think we're going to have it as 154.4. I think you missed out one of the 4s, huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well done. Okay, guys, if you are struggling with these conversions, okay, this is one of those things we need to practice, because this you need to know, this is quite an important thing to be able to do at quite a quick speed. Okay, so multiplying by 10 and dividing by 10, we need to remember how to do. Have you done decimals already this year? You can tell me, have you done decimals
Yes.
already?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
Okay, so we're going to need to go back and practice, some of us, huh? And we're just going to have to practice multiplying and dividing by 10. Okay, so we can get the conversions right. Okay, I'm going to give you speed drills every week, kind of like you do in a soccer practice. You have to do with maths as well. Okay, so let's have a quiz. Let's remind ourselves, last week, or on Monday rather, we had a look at perimeter, and we said that perimeter is the outside frame, so the boundary of any 2D shape, a polygon. Okay, so perimeter is the outside frame of a 2D shape. And to work out the perimeter, we have to add all the sides together. So we say perimeter is equal to side plus side plus side plus side. Okay, so perimeter is equal to the side plus the side plus the side plus the side. We add them all together and then we get our perimeter. Okay, so the perimeter is the outside of any 2D shape. Okay, we add all the sides together. But now, in this one that I've given you, because they like to get a bit tricky in grade 7, they're going to give you some where you're not going to have a side there. You're going to have to work out what the missing side is. So how on earth are we going to get that started? How are we going to work out what our missing sides are? Can anyone hazard a guess? Anyone want to give a shot? How are we going to work out? We've got this side missing. Yep, this side's missing, and we've got this side missing. How are we going to figure out what they are?
Ma'am,
Mm-hmm.
I think I have the answer for that one.
Okay, let's hear it.
I'm not sure, but I see the 12 centimeter at the bottom, and when I see the 5 centimeter at the top, I'm taking that length and subtracting it, and which I think it might be the answer.
You would be right. Okay, so to work out this first length here, okay, who's mamming me? Yes.
Ma'am, I'm asking, ma'am, do we add all of those numbers and then minus with the number that we have?
No, so what we're going to do, I'm going to show you now. I'm just going to find my eraser quickly because I've made a bit of a mess here. And I'm going to show you now what we're going to do, okay, to find our missing ones, okay? So what someone just said is absolutely perfect. So if we think about this line, okay, we don't know what this line here is. Hey, we've got this one missing. Eee, this pen's not liking me today. Okay, so this line here, we're missing, okay? This line, if we carry it all the way on, so if we pretend that the line carries on going, so we pretend it carries on going to there, how long should that be if we think about our shapes? It should be 12 centimeters, okay? But this bit here is 5 already, because it works out 5 with that one, okay? So that one and that one are the same, okay? So what we can do to work out the missing bit is we can say 12 minus 5. So we can subtract 5 from 12 and we get 7. Okay, so we know that this bit here is 7 centimeters. Because before we can work out the perimeter, we need to know all the different sides. Okay, we have to know all the sides before we can work out the perimeter of the shape, because we have to add them together. Yeah. Is that okay with getting that 7 centimeters? Or is it anybody who's Who's not sure what I've done there? We're okay. All right. I'm assuming you're going to tell me to stop if you don't know what I'm doing, okay? You must just yell at me and say, ma'am, I don't understand. Okay, because that's what we're here for. We're here to fix the things we don't understand. All right. So you pop in the chat, you can direct message, or you can just say it out loud that I must stop and go back. Okay. Now we're also missing this side. All right.
Ma'am?
Here we know, yeah.
Ma'am, sorry to disturb, ma'am. I'm just asking, ma'am, does it depend on which shape that we have to measure, as in when we got the 12 centimeters?
Yeah, because if we look, this is a rectangle. So if we extend this line here, this shape here makes a rectangle, doesn't it? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So we know that the top line there is going to be the same as the bottom line. Okay. So because we know that those two will be the top because it's a rectangle, then we know that that whole line there will be 12.
Ma'am, is that
sense?
the only method?
That's the best method to use, the easiest method to use.
Oh.
Okay. So we're going to look for shapes inside the shape. Okay. So looking for shapes inside the shape is the best way to do it. And then use what we know about our shapes. Okay. And the more you do it, the easier it's going to get. All right. I know it might be a bit complicated the first time you do it, but we know it's going to be okay eventually. All right. Maths is like soccer and hockey and netball. The more you practice, technically, the better you get. Okay. Unless you're like me, I was never very good at netball, even though I practiced really hard. Okay, so moving on, we need to figure out what this line here is. Okay. So if I extend this line, I draw some construction lines in. Okay. This rectangle here, this one here, I don't know if you can see my pencil moving around it. That's going to be 5 at the top, 5 at the bottom. That's 7. This side is 7, which means this whole side going down is going to be 7. But we know that this bit is 4. And so what will the missing top bit be? Njabulo, can you tell me, what do you think the top bit there will be, where I'm missing a measurement?
I think 6 centimeters, ma'am.
Why do you think 6 centimeters?
Oh.
That's a good thing. But why?
Honestly, I'm not sure, ma'am.
You're not sure. Okay. So how long is this whole line here? How long is that whole line there be?
7.
Must be 7. Okay. And we know that the bit inside the green is 4 because of the 4 on that side. Okay. So if the green bit is 4, how much will this top section here be?
Can I
Ma'am,
answer?
Hang on, I think Njabulo is about to get it.
Ma'am, do you add the numbers?
Yeah, that plus that will give you the 7. So 4 plus what is going to give me 7?
Four plus 3.
Plus 3. Fabulous. Okay, so this missing section here is 3 centimeters. Okay, so that missing measurement, let me just tidy this up now. That missing measurement is 3 centimeters. Okay, and now we've got all of our measurements. And now we can work out the perimeter. Okay, so can you quickly work out for me the perimeter for that one, everybody? So remember to write your formula and then to work out the whole perimeter for me. Okay, so you're going to write down your formula, P equals however many sides there are, and then you're going to add them together. Okay, for those of you who are working a little bit faster, I'm going to give you 2 more to try. Where there's a few missing sides, and make it a tiny bit bigger for you. Oh, there we go. Okay, so let's have a look at number 1, the first one, number M. Okay, and I'm going to see if I can reveal my answer, and let's see if you were the same as mine. Okay, so we had P is equal to side plus side plus side plus side plus side plus side, 6 sides, which is 4 plus 7 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 12. And that gave us a perimeter of 38 centimeters. Okay, so how did that go? Did you manage that one, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome.
Yes.
Fabulous. Okay, we've got a couple others. Hopefully you can make it. Okay, so let's see if you can give number 2 a try. So have a look at the second one at N. We're not going to do all 3, otherwise we're going to run out of time for the lesson. But we're going to have a look at N. I want everyone to try N for me. Actually, you know what? Yes, let's try N. And we've got 2 sides missing. Okay, we've got this side is missing and this side is missing. So we're going to have to find 2 different sides. So I want you to see if you can figure out what those sides are first. A bit of a trickier one, actually. Okay, so I'm going to help you out a little bit. So when we want to work out this side, we need to know how long this whole long side is going to be. And that whole long side is going to be 6 plus 5, which is going to be 11. Okay, so I have 11. This bit at the top is 3, because that bit there is 3. And 11 minus 3 is going to give me 8. So that bit there is going to be 8. Yeah, we've still got 1 missing side. Yeah, no, we want to work out this little side here that's missing. So this guy, this side here. Okay, the whole length is 13. I've got 5 of them here, and I've got 4 at the bottom, so that's 4 over there. And 5 and 4 is 9. And so to get me to 13, I'm going to need another 4 centimeters. Okay, so this little line here is going to be 4 centimeters, and now we can work out the perimeter. Fabulous. See quite a few people done. Excellent. We'll give it 30 more seconds to look at number 1. Okay, and let's have a look at the solution. Okay, we've got quite a few sides to add together this time. So you've got perimeters equal to side plus side plus side plus side plus side plus side. So we've got 5 plus 13 plus 3 plus 4 plus 8 plus 4 plus 6 plus 5. And so the perimeter is 48 centimeters. And for those of you that managed to do O as well, okay, we've got 5 plus 3 plus 2 plus 4 plus 4 plus 3 plus 7. And this is 10, because if I add up all the straight sides, the vertical sides, we've got a 3, a 4, and a 3, which makes 10. And that gives us 38 centimeters. Okay. For those of you who managed to do those, yes. Who's mamming me?
May I ask to me?
Yeah, go for it.
May I ask, where did the 4 and the 8 come from?
Which, this 4, and this 8. On the second one. This one. That 4 and
Yes.
that 8. Okay. Because remember we had missing sides.
Yes.
Okay. So we didn't have measurements for those ones. And so what we had to do was we had to do some figuring them out. Okay. So we had to figure out how long this bit was going to be. And so what we said was this part here is 6. Yeah. Because we now look for all the vertical sides so we can figure out how much we're missing. So this vertical side, vertical is up, down. Okay. That vertical side is 6. And this vertical side is 5. So all together, the length of the whole length here, that whole length is 11 centimeters. Okay, is that part okay? So far, so good? Okay. Now we know this bit here is 3 centimeters. Okay, so we've got 3 centimeters here, which
Yes.
means that how much will the rest be? And when we say 11 minus 3, we get an answer of 8. Okay, so that's how we get that 8 that's there. Because we've looked at all the vertical sides. We've added them up to see how long the whole vertical side must be. And then we've taken away the bit that we already know, or that we've already got. And that gives us the missing piece of the puzzle. Okay, so that's where our 8 comes from. The 4, we've done the same thing, but instead of looking at all the vertical ones, we're going to look at all the horizontal ones, so all the going across ones. Okay, so we know all together it must be 13. If we went across from start to finish, it's 13. And here we've got a 5. So that bit there is 5. Hey, come pen. Oh, my pen's not loving me today. 5. There's 5. That's 4 from the bottom, 4 there. And 5 plus 4 is 9. And 13 minus this 9 gives me 4, which means this little piece that's missing here, this horizontal piece, is going to be 4 centimeters. And that's where that 4 and that 8 come from. Okay, they're the missing pieces that we had to work out. It's a bit like doing a puzzle. Okay, And it's quite a tricky, it is quite a tricky thing to do. Yeah, which is why it's new here. Okay, and it's going to take a bit of practicing to get used to it, but you're going to get the hang of it. It's just looking to see all the pieces of the puzzle and how they fit in. Okay, and trying to make rectangles wherever you can. Okay. Can we leave this for now? Because I really don't want to run out of too much. I want to do a little bit of area. And then next week, we're going to carry on with perimeter and area on Monday. Okay, we'll do a bit more perimeter and a bit more area to practice these things. Okay, but I think we do need to do a bit of area. Otherwise, we're not going to get everything finished. Okay, so if perimeter is the frame around a shape, the area is the space that's inside the shape. Okay, so the area is the space that's inside our shape. The perimeter is the frame, and the area is the space inside. Okay, so when we want to work it out, there's some special ways of working it out, and we're going to write them in just now. But first, I want us to have a look at squares and rectangles. So if we have a look at my blocks that we've got over here, these shapes here for me. Okay, this one. Okay, how many blocks have I got inside my shape? How many squares are taking up the whole shape? Good.
4.
4, that's right. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. And so my area is 4, and these are all centimeter blocks, centimeters. And because they're square centimeters, we write square as a little 2 on top of the centimeter. Okay, so we have 4 squared centimeters as our area. Okay, let's have a look at the second one. All right, how many squares have I got inside the rectangle? So what is the area inside the rectangle? I've got 1,
8.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's right. I've got 8 square centimeters. Okay, but now what do I do if they don't give me the blocks? What's a shortcut? Instead of counting each of them, what could I do? You can tell me, what could I do to work it out if I didn't want to count all the little blocks, or they didn't give me all the little blocks?
Can I?
Yeah.
I think you must like add the blocks together.
I can add all
Like
the blocks
if you cut
together.
them in half.
Okay, so what I could do, so if I gave you a really long block with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of blocks inside it, it would take a bit long to count all the different blocks together, right? So what's a shortcut of counting when we don't want to have to count every single little one of them? So if you have to share a chocolate with someone, what's the fastest way to divide it up? Not just break it in half. You want to be accurate because you don't want your brother or your sister to get more than you. We can count the top pieces and we can count the side pieces and we can times them together, can't we? So if we have a look here at the top pieces, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 at the top. So our length is 4. I'm going to write that here. Our length is 4 centimeters. And our width is 2 centimeters. Yeah. And how do we get 4 and 2 to make 8? You can tell me, how do we use 4 and 2 to make it 8?
You say, hi, ma'am.
Plus.
Okay. Cananelo?
You say
4 times 2.
4 times 2. Okay, so we say our length times our width. Okay, so when we're working out a rectangle or a square, we're going to say area is equal to length times our width. Some people call it the breadth. Okay, length times width or length times breadth. I prefer width, it's easier to remember. And then what happens? So we've got 4 times 2 is 8, right? Where does that centimeter square come from? How do we get the centimeter square?
A centimeter times a centimeter equals centimeter square.
That's right. Okay. So whenever we times something by itself, it becomes squared. Okay, so teacher Rebecca times teacher Rebecca would be teacher Rebecca squared. Okay, and Pumazile times Pumazile would be Pumazile squared, and Kanalelo times Kanalelo would be Kanalelo squared, and soccer ball times soccer ball would be soccer ball squared. Okay, so centimeter times centimeter is centimeter squared. So we're going to end up always with centimeter squared or millimeter squared or a meter squared. Okay, so what about this guy? How would we work him out without counting? What's our length? Can anyone tell me what's my length going from this side to this side? What's my length?
4 centimeters.
4 centimeters. And how many blocks have we got going down?
1.
1. So we say 4 times 1 and we get 4 centimeters squared, just like that. Okay, so let's have a squiz. Let's see. So whenever we get a shape or a square or a rectangle rather, we're going to say the width times the length, or the length times the width, and it's going to give us our area. Okay, so I'm going to give you, let's do the first one first. Okay, let's do A. Area is equal to length times width. Remember, we always write down our formula. So area is equal to, our length is 10 and our width is 5. And so the area equals 50 centimeters squared. Okay, do we agree? I hope so. Okay, try letter B for me quickly. So everyone try B and then pop your answer in the chat once you've worked it out. Answer in the chat once you've worked out B. Yes, Pumazile. Yes, Pumazile.
The formula, you will have to say length times width. Why? When I'm not too sure why we times length times width. Why can't we say width times width or length times length? How does it work?
So when you are multiplying, okay, if we said length times length, then we would have said 4 times 4, right? Which would have given us 16 blocks, but we don't have 16 blocks. So the length is the line that's going across and the width is the line that's going down. Okay, or sometimes the other way around. So all it's telling us is how many blocks there are altogether. So I do this with chocolate, but I'm dividing it up between my 2 children. I count how many, I don't want to count the whole slab. So I count there's 3 pieces at the top. In the top row, there's 3 pieces, and there's 7 pieces going down the side. So that I know 3 times the 7 is going to give me 21 blocks of chocolate. Okay, so lucky for me, that's not even. So they each get 10 and I get 1. Okay, so if we want to count it quickly, we count the number of pieces going across the top, the length, and then the width, the number of pieces going down the side. Okay, and we multiply them together. That's the quickest way of working out the area inside a shape. Okay, without counting the blocks. Does that help with it?
Yeah.
Yes. If you can do all of them, do all of them. Okay, but for now, just do you can just do the first one, but try all of them. Okay, so let's have a look at B. Area is equal to length times width. So the area is going to be equal to 7 times 7. The area is going to be 49 centimeters squared. And that little squared is super important. Okay? You have to remember him. That's what tells us we're working with measurement. Okay? With area, we have to remember the little squared sign. And C, we're going to have 6 times 8. Who can tell me what 6 times 8 is? Oh, no one.
48.
48, excellent. So we've got 48 centimeters squared. Okay, and the last one, we've got 17 times 3. Has anyone worked out what 17 times 3 is yet?
51.
51. 51, fabulous. Well done. Did we do it without a calculator or with a calculator?
Without.
Ooh, well done.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm impressed, guys. Good job. It's okay if you use a calculator, though. It's a tricky number to work with, 17, but well done. Okay. All right. So area, we mark for a rectangle and a square. We multiply the length times width. Okay. Now, triangles.
Ma'am,
Yes.
sorry to disturb you, but for A, the answer 51. It's not 51, it's 50 actually.
No, my pen has gone a little bit fat. So my pen has had too much chocolate today, and it's joined the sides of the 0 together. Sorry. You
That's
are
fine.
right. Yes. Thanks for being accurate like that. It's 50. Okay. I'm not sure if we're going to have time to start with. Should we have a look at one triangle? Let's have a look at triangles. Okay. When we are working out the area of a triangle, okay, there's a very, very, very quick one to remember. And the area of a triangle, and this one can sometimes get people a little bit confused. Okay. The area is half the length of the base. Hello, pen. Oh, the pen's disappeared. Half the length of the base, rather. Hey, there's my pen. My computer's being very funny tonight, jumping all over the place. Okay. I wonder if it's my program telling me that it's time to stop with this for now and do triangles next time. Let's see. Is that working? Let's try this again. No, maybe my pen's dead. Okay, sorry, let's see if my finger works. No, my finger's not even working. Okay, guys, I'm going to take the triangles one for a bit. We're going to do triangles on Monday. Okay, so we're going to start with, I've got a fun escape room to start with. Okay, so we're going to try the escape room. So we're going to, don't stress about these. Okay, so our first step is we're going to work out A. Okay, so we need to find the area of the rectangle. Okay, and then I think we can also do C. So we can do A and C tonight, and then we'll do B and D on Monday night and see if we can get out of the escape room on Monday night. Okay, so we need to find the area of the rectangle for A. Quickly work out me the area of the rectangle for A. But 4 centimeters and 9 centimeters. Okay, when you get the answer, pop it in the chat. Awesome, Beer, well done. Thank you. Come on, guys. Couple more. 2 people got the answer in the chat. B4. Don't do B unless you know how to do B. We haven't looked at B yet. You can do C though. C is a bit of a challenging one. A little bit trickier. So to read carefully. Okay, so lots of people have been able to tell me that the area of A is 36 centimeters squared. Okay, so I'm going to have to write the squared in when my pen decides to work again. So the area is length times width, which is 4 times 9, which is 36 centimeters squared. Okay. And then we have a look at C. Okay. We might have a couple of people telling me C. Okay, cool. We've got a couple of people working out B. Awesome. Oh, I think that's C actually. Okay. So 56. The height is 7. So 7 times what will give me 56? And 7 times 8 will give me 56. Okay. So 7 times 8 will give me 56. So the missing width is 8. Okay. Is that all right, everyone? Does anyone not know how we did that? Very, very quiet tonight, guys. Sure. Okay, we'll have a look at B next time because we're actually out of time. So we'll have a look at B and on Monday. We'll have a look at B and D and get out of the room. Okay. But for now, guys, our time is actually up already. It's flown again. Keeps on flying. And we will catch up again on Monday. So I'm going to hand over to Teacher Michaela and she can tell you about your homework. But well done, guys. You had a really good lesson. I hope your brains are working nicely and that perimeter and area starting to make a little bit more sense to you.
Okay, hi guys, and yeah, well done. I think this was a lot that we covered, and yeah, I think you guys deserve a round of applause. So well done to everyone. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen and just show you where we're at and the homework. Okay, so we have just done area, and that was our second lesson. Our third one is going to be next week, and that's going to be on area and perimeter problem solving. So yeah, just take note of that. Okay, and for your homework, you're going to go to pick a topic. You're going to go to area and perimeter. And then you're going to go to squares and rectangles, and you're going to go to the lesson, create rectangles with area given. So I'm just going to leave this on so you can quickly take pictures or write it down. And yeah, I just want to say well done and enjoy the rest of your week, guys.